Let's start with today's session. But before we start, we'll revise what we have covered in previous session. So, in previous session, we discussed about password managers and why do we need password managers and how to use them, how to create an account on Bitwarden. So, password manager is basically a tool that stores and manages our passwords securely. It helps us generate strong, unique password for each of our online accounts. It helps us in remembering those passwords because we just have to remember one password that will allow us to log into that account. After that, we discussed about what is the basic need of an password manager. What happens is people tend to forget their passwords and then they have to reset their password, or they might lose access to their account. So password managers help us to remember those passwords, and it autofills them when we try to log into those accounts. Cyber attacks like phishing, hacking, and data breaches are also increasing. So it gives us an alert about the password breaches or account breaches that are happening across the world, and if our account is compromised or not. So password managers also helps in that. Password managers securely encrypt our passwords and stores it in one place. So those were the needs of a password manager. After that, we discussed about what are the benefits of using a password manager. Password manager provides a strong and unique passwords. It saves time as it autofills the password. It allows a secure sharing with family and team. It provides protection against phishing. It can be accessed across different devices. It alert us. It sends alert or alerts us for weak and compromised passwords. Now, how do these password managers work? We create a password, one master password that is what we have to remember, and that will allow us to log into that account. The password manager then encrypts and stores the credentials. And when we go onto a site and visit a site, it autofills the login details securely. Uh, Many password managers also sync data across all devices. After that, we discussed about what are the examples of password managers like Bitwarden, LastPass, One Password, KeyPass. So these are some examples of password managers. After that, what are the important features that we must look for while creating an account for a password manager? So first one was end-to-end encryption, then multi-factor authentication, password generation tool, and breach alerts, cross-device syncing, zero knowledge policy. So these are some features that we must look for before creating an account on a password manager. After that, we discussed about how to create an account on Bitwarden, and then we discussed about how to set a master password. So it must be minimum 12 to 16 characters long. It should have an uppercase, a lowercase letter, a number, and a special character, which will make it a strong password. Avoid using personal information like birthdays or name or address. So these are the things or tips that we must keep in mind while creating a master password. After that, we discussed about why home network should be protected and why does it need protection. Password managers protect our online accounts, but our home account or home network need to be protected too. So we must protect our home network by keeping a strong password, change the default router admin password, and enable network encryption like WPA3 and WPA2. WPA3 is not present. Update router firmware regularly. Turn off network features when we don't use them. So this is what we discussed in previous session. After that, we also discussed about some key security concepts such as antivirus software, firewalls, encryptions, steganography, computer forensics. So antivirus software is basically a program designed to detect, prevent, and remove malware. Its key functions are scanning the computer device or the mobile devices, identifies and removes viruses, worms, and trojans, provides real-time protection against threats. Some examples were Norton, McAfee, Bitdefender, and Avast. After that, we discussed about Firewall is basically a network security device that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing traffic on the network. So there are two types of firewall: hardware firewall and software firewall. Hardware firewall are router based, software firewall are installed on devices. The main function of firewall is to block unauthorized access, create a barrier between secure internal network and untrusted external network. After that, we discussed about encryption. What is encryption? A method of converting information into a secret code to prevent unauthorized access. There are two types of encryption, symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric encryption is basically when we use same key for encrypting and decrypting. Asymmetric is we had two keys, public and private keys to encrypt and decrypt data. Its applications are secure communications, like we had secure communication on WhatsApp and other services like Telegram and all. And it is also used in online transactions, like online transactions we have, like when we pay someone online or net banking. So these are the applications of encryption. Steganography. Steganography is basically the practice of hiding messages within other non-secret text or media. So basically, it's embedding text in images or concealing files within audio, hiding messages in video streams. It is used for covert communication, watermarking for copyright protection. After that, we discussed about computer forensics. Computer forensics is basically the application of investigation and analysis techniques to gather and preserve evidence from a computer system, which is breached or attacked. So the key processes that involved in computer forensics are identifying digital evidence, preserving the evidence integrity, analyzing the evidence, and presenting the findings in legal proceedings. So this is what we have discussed till now in previous two sessions. Now, today we have a topic for mobile device security. So mobile device security, and why does it matter? Mobile phones store sensitive personal, financial, and professional data. Mobile threats are rapidly increasing, malware, phishing, and hacking. Al- uh, Majorly, people use mobile devices to store their personal, financial, and professional data on their device for easily accessible, and if they need it, they can access it very fast and very easily. So that is why mobile device security is very important, because in today's world, if even if we have to pay digitally, we use our mobile devices. So that is why it is important to secure our mobile devices. As this digitalization era is proceeding, all these things are getting online. Mobile threats are also getting increased, like they are also rapidly increasing, and they are affecting a lot of users. So these include malware, phishing, and hacking. These things are increasing rapidly. Now, some of the common mobile threats that are present are malware and spyware, phishing attacks via SMS or apps, unsecured Wi-Fi network attacks, loss or theft of devices, unauthorized access to apps and accounts. So malware and spyware are installed on devices to get access to the device and spy on the mobile device and get data from the mobile device. Phishing attacks via SMS or apps. You will be spammed with messages with links and attachments that once you click on them or download them, you will be prompted with several pop-ups that ask you to enter information. So that is what phishing and malware and spyware attacks are happening. Unsecured Wi-Fi network. Most of the people don't turn off their Wi-Fi when they connect to it, when they leave the connection area. So the unsecured Wi-Fi networks, like open Wi-Fi networks, which do not have any encryption or any password, mobile devices tend to connect to them and they get compromised so easily. So this is also a threat that mobile devices can be vulnerable to. Lost or theft of devices. People tend to forget their devices, and they also forget while the device is not locked or open. Most of the people don't even put a screen lock on their device just for easily accessing the mobile device, or fear of forgetting the password that they have set on their device. So this is also a common mobile threat. Unauthorized access to apps and accounts. People can get access to unauthorized people might get unauthorized access to apps and accounts, like you have seen a lot of people losing access to their Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts just by clicking on a link. So that is also a mobile threat that can occur. Now, mobile safety settings that we must use or that we can enable to keep ourselves secure. First one is screen lock. Always use a PIN, password, fingerprint, or face unlock, any kind of a screen lock on your device, so that even if the device is lost, The person who has the access to the device will not be able to unlock it and see the data that is present on the device. So we must put a screen lock on it. Auto lock. Set short auto lock time, example 30 seconds to 1 minute. For example, you are sitting on a table in a restaurant and you got up to order someone, but you forgot to take your phone with you because you were in a hurry to order something to eat. So your device is unlocked and it is on the table. So if someone picks it up, uh, they can see and they can access your device, and if they want, they can get the data transfer to their device. So if there's a screen lock present, it will lock itself, and the person will not be able to unlock the device. And if the auto lock time period is set to 30 seconds, when you're gone, it will automatically lock itself in 30 seconds. So that is also a plus point, that even if your device is left unattended, it will lock itself after a very small duration of time. OS updates. Regularly update your phone's operating system. As the service provider sends update over the air, like OTA updates to your device, which includes security patch updates. What it does is that the vulnerabilities or the threats that can be exploited on the device or that is present on the device, or the software that is vulnerable, is patched with a vulnerability that it cannot be exploited anymore. So we must update the device or update the phone's operating system regularly as they are sent to us on the devices. App permissions. Give app only necessary permissions. Be mindful of the permissions that you're granting to the application that you have downloaded, or keep a constant check on the permissions of the application that are on your device, because sometimes what happens is they get the permission for, even if they don't require that system resource, they have the permission to access it. So even if your device got compromised and they can see that the application is there that can access that resource, they can exploit that to get the information out of your device. So be mindful of the permissions that you are granting to the applications. Let's take an example. Let's take an example of a calculator. The calculator app is asking you to access your camera and microphone. Calculator does not need that, or calculator does not even need your contact details to access calculator. So that is a red flag that we must look for, and we must deny that permission, that the calculator does not need any permission to access the camera or the mobile devices, microphone, or the contact book. So these things that we must keep in our mind. Let's say you did not check on that and you allowed all those permissions, and later on someone find out a vulnerability in that application and get access to your device. Now they can access your camera, they can access your microphone, and they can access your contacts that are present on your device. So these things do matter, like permissions, allowing permissions on your application do matter a lot. Find My Device. Enable tracking features. Google Find My Device or Apple Find My iPhone. These things allow us to track our device if our devices are lost. So do enable them so that you can track your device if your device is lost. Location settings. Allow location access only when needed. Now what happens is, in Android devices or in iOS, or for iOS users, the certain applications will constantly ask for your location and they want the location to be on 24/7. You don't need to give location access to the application or to the device 24/7. Allow it when it is necessary needed, like just when you want to book an Uber for you, that you are going out, or if you want to avail any kind of, like let's say you want to order something, then you can enable your location to get the device or location so that you can use it seamlessly. Otherwise you don't need to allow location access to the applications or to the device. Disable Bluetooth and Wi-Fi when not in use. When you are using Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, keep them enabled. When you are leaving that area and you don't need those services, disable them, as it might be used to get access to your device unauthorized, unethically and unauthorized way. So disable your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Secure backup. Always backup data using a secure cloud services. So so that even if your device is lost, your data is available to you and you can wipe that data remotely. So create a backup of your data using secure cloud services. App Store safety. Download apps only from official stores like Google Play or App Store. Do not download these patched applications from somewhere on the internet because they might be used as a backdoor to access your devices. As I have seen a lot of people that they download these patched applications from online websites just for getting extra features like they download patched Instagram so that they can see how many times other persons are viewing their Instagram handles. So don't download these kind of applications as they are providing those features, but they can also set up a middleware, or you can say a middle server, that all the traffic will be going through it, and they can also get access to your device as the application is also on your device. And Instagram needs a lot of permissions like your camera, your microphone, and your file storage, and a lot of things, a lot of applications, sorry, a lot of permissions that it asks for you. So it is, so if, just think of it, if the hacker got access to all these resources on your device, they can access each and every single thing. Like it also asks, like Instagram also asks you for your messaging app permission, that they can read the messaging app or the messages that are coming to your device. So let's take an example, like you downloaded and patched application Instagram from internet, not from official store. So now what happens is the data is going through a middleware and you don't know about it that your phone is compromised. One day you receive a message that your account is debited with a certain amount of money. You report it, but there's no evidence that you haven't authorized it because you received an OTP and that was deleted in by a bot that was running on the hacker side. As that Instagram application or the patch Instagram application that you downloaded has access to the messaging application. So you won't be able to do anything. So that is why it is asked to download these applications from official stores, as the patched applications might have tempered or can be used to get access to your device unethically. Security apps that are present for mobile protection. Antivirus applications, we can you can use Avast Mobile Security, Norton Mobile Security, Bitdefender Mobile Security, or if you have purchased any antivirus software for a year, you can download that as well. They provide that service on your mobile device as well. Secure browsers that we can use to prevent us from tracking and ads pop-ups. Those are DuckDuckGo browser, Firefox Focus, and I will also say that Brave is also a good browser. Password managers, LastPass and Bitwarden that you can use to save your and securely save your password. VPN apps, Proton VPN and NordVPN. I personally use Proton VPN. So these are some applications that you can use on your mobile device for your protection. Best practices for mobile protection: never root or jailbreak your device, as it will provide you the full access to your device, but it will also make it vulnerable because there are some configurations that are set for the user to use but not to modify them. Once you change those settings after you root or jailbreak them, there will be a configuration gap, and that can be used to get access to your device. So it is advised to not root or jailbreak your device until or unless you are very certain about each and everything, that you are aware of all the settings or the configurations that are present on the device. Use strong, unique password for apps and accounts. You can also set up app locks for on your device, and you can create a very strong password for your apps and accounts that will also protect you on from unauthorized access. Avoid clicking on suspicious links in SMS, WhatsApp, or emails. So if you find a link that is suspicious, or you don't think that the SMS or the message that you received is from an official channel, you can avoid that and avoid clicking on those kind of links, as they can be a phishing email or a phishing link or a phishing message, or they might be a malware that you have that can be used to access your device. Regularly check app permission and delete unused app. As I've said earlier, that you have to check app permissions and monitor them, as which application is asking for which app permission and have access to which of those resources. So keep a check on that and regularly check on all those things. Also delete unused apps. What happens is we tend to download a lot of applications on our device and then we don't delete it, and we just keep it on our device, that it takes the space on our device. And if we forgot about that application, then we might not be updating that application, which can also be a vulnerable application that we are using on our device. So delete unused apps and regularly check for app permissions. Be cautious while connecting to public Wi-Fi. Use VPN. So always be cautious while connecting to public Wi-Fi, because there's a possibility that someone with an malicious intent connected to that Wi-Fi and scanning those uh, traffic that is going through that internet network. So use VPN. Enable two-factor authentication wherever possible. Enable two-factor authentication wherever possible, because that is going to protect us from accessing protect us. If someone got access to our account, it will ask for that second layer of that security, that to identify themselves before getting access to that account. So it is important to enable two-factor authentication wherever possible. Turn off auto connect for Wi-Fi networks. There is a setting on a device that auto connects with the open Wi-Fi. So we must not enable that, or if that by default it is enabled, we must disable that from our devices, as open Wi-Fi's can be used to access the data from our device, and our device will be compromised. Use encrypted messaging apps like Signal or WhatsApp. Signal or WhatsApp, these are encrypted messaging apps that encrypts our message before leaving our device and decrypts after receiving the message. Review bank and online shopping app settings regularly. So keep a check on your bank and online shopping app settings regularly, as if there's a misconfiguration in those app settings, that can cost us a lot of money. So keep a check on these banks and online shopping app settings regularly. Physically protect the phones. Use cover or screen protectors. Now, what to do if your phone is lost or stolen? Immediately lock the device remotely from the Find My Device settings. Erase sensitive data remotely if unrecoverable. Report to telecom service provider to block the SIM. File an FIR if necessary. Now, if your device is lost or stolen, you can lock your device remotely through Find My Device. You can also erase sensitive data remotely if it is unrecoverable. Report to telecom services that your device is stolen or lost, and block your SIM, so that if someone got access to your device and they get access to that physical SIM and they are using it in their device, they can use it for malicious purpose, and you will be held responsible for all those acts that they are doing with your SIM. So report to telecom service provider to block the SIM. File an FIR if necessary. If FIR is necessary, file an FIR, report to the authorities, especially for stolen devices. Now, real world mobile security incidents. Brief examples of breach through unsecured phones highlight how small mistakes led to big data loss. Now, if you are working in a company and your device is compromised and the spyware is installed on your device, now what happens is they can get access to your device, and you take your device with you everywhere. Like in your office, you take your device, in a meeting, when you are on a meeting, your device is there with you. So what the hacker can do is they can turn on the microphone, and you won't have a clue that your device's microphone is on. Then the hacker can listen to what you are talking inside a meeting, or what the meeting is going about. So that is how all these things work. So we must not uh, take our mobile security leniently. We must be very mindful about the mobile security. So before we move on to our quiz section, today's assignment is conduct a risk assessment for smartphone using teenagers and propose a mobile security policy for a school environment. So you have to conduct a risk assessment for smartphone use in teenagers, and you have to propose a mobile security policy for a school environment. You can upload your assignment on this link on this Google form, or you can scan this QR code to get access to that form. You have to upload your assignment, and you have to close the form. As this is second last assignment, this is the ninth module assignment, and you will be able to submit the form after the tomorrow's assignment. So you just have to complete the assignment and upload the assignment, and then you have to close the form, as the data is saved automatically. Now let's move on to our quiz. Which is the safest way to download mobile applications? So safest way to download mobile applications is from the official stores like Play Store or an App Store. What you should do immediately if your mobile is lost? If your mobile is lost, first of all, you have to locate your device and lock it remotely using Find My Device. Logging out. Logging out is not we can do if the mobile device is lost. What we can do, we can track our device using Find My Device, and then we can lock the device remotely and recover the data that is recoverable, and erase it if it is not recoverable. And we should tell our telecom provider to block our SIM, and report to the authorities and file an FIR if that is stolen. Now, which is not a good mobile security practice? Yes, weak password, downloading apps from third party sources, and not checking the permissions or app permissions, and just clicking on allow all the time, not monitoring the location access. So these are the things that is not good for mobile security practice. So this is it for today's session. So what are the key takeaways for our today's session is that mobile security is digital security. A secure mobile device protects you, your identity, and your privacy. Stay alert, stay updated, and stay safe. Now, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Nothing of particular, sir. I just want to ask, will tomorrow will be our last class?
Yes, tomorrow will be the last class.
So right after class, as soon as I finish my assignment, I should be sending. So I should be submitting my all 10 assignments all together. And it's just a quick question.
Mhm.
Uh, till when will I be getting like a certificate or something?
You will be receiving your certificate in a week, or yeah, in a week, or max to max 8 days.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.